Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Couch and Brain Injury Morning Wake Up. This is our first session, so bear with me as I kind of figure out this whole live thing. Hopefully I'm going now and we can get started. I'm going to bring the screen down just a little bit so you can see my feet. Great. All right. So what this program is all about is about getting our body moving to start our week off right, get our brain going, learning some new things, and then grounding ourselves in our body with some mindfulness. Now, before we get started, I want you to find a chair that you can sit in so that you can see me. And we'll be first working on 10 minutes of movement. So I want you to be able to sit nice and upright. I don't really want you in a recliner chair. I want you nice and upright. You could put on some music to help you move. So I'll give you a moment to just get yourself settled. Find something to get yourself seated in. Hope you're here to engage with me now. We'll always start off with having our bum kind of at the edge of the chair, making sure we have enough room to move our hands up overhead, our legs out in front, as well as to the side. So making sure right now you have enough room for all of this. Now we're going to be posting this live every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. It may not stay live, but right now as we're figuring it out, we're going to try this. Now, the first 10 minutes is going to be our movement. We are going to try to be thinking about getting our heart rate up. So we're going to do our best to move throughout the full 10 minutes. But if you do need a moment, always take some time. It's important to listen to your body and to not push through any discomfort, or if you find that you're having a really hard time breathing, to take a moment and ground yourself. Just a reminder that CBIS isn't liable for any injury by participating through this. So again, keep your space clear and free of hazards and listen to your body. Okay, I have actually some music that I'm going to put my little earbud in to get myself moving. If you have a smartwatch or Fitbit, you can take note of what your heart rate is. See if your heart rate does in fact go up. Okay, we're going to get started here in just a moment. All right, get yourself nice and loose here. We're going to bring our arms up overhead and down. Up overhead and down. Good work. Keep it up. Moving at a pace that feels good for your body. Trying to get a full range of movement through your shoulders here. Nice. Okay. A couple more. Good. We're going to stop in this T area and we're going to do some big circles forward. Nice. Good. Making those circles a little bit smaller. Okay, we're going to go the other way. Nice big circles. Good. Making them smaller. Awesome. Okay, coming in front and back. Front and back. Nice. Good work. We're getting our shoulder blades moving here. Nice work. Ooh, I already feel my arms. Okay, we're going to bring our arms to the side here. Give them a little roll. Now we're going to bring one arm across our body, reaching. Go to the other side. So across reach, we get a little bit of rotation here, but you can keep your gaze forward. Okay, if you have it in you, you can move up the emotion a little bit, speed it up a little bit, get that heart rate going, reaching. Good work. Yeah, for future sessions, getting some music so that you can move to the beat can be really helpful. You can do it with either an earbud or just have it on a stereo or something close by. A few more here. Good. We're going to roll our hands in front. So we're kind of spinning our hands, rolling them in front. Let's bring them up to the sky. And then come down. Do a little bend forward. Keep spinning those arms up. Nice. And down. Let's do this one more time. Up. And down. We're keeping our core braced through these movements, posture nice and tall as we move. We're going to continue with this hinging forward. Nice. But we'll bring our arms out in front and pulling back. In front, pulling back. Keeping your gaze kind of soft and your posture neutral. Keep your back straight. Good. We're waking up our hips here. Getting some lubrication through those hips. Good job. Keep it up. We're sticking to chair exercises for the first few weeks, and then we'll progress to standing. So today we're just moving in our chairs. Good, a couple more here. Nice. Okay, we're gonna now move down to our lower body. We're gonna step to the side, then the other leg. Stepping, opening up our hips as far as we can. That's comfortable. Again, getting movement through that ball and socket joint. Good work, everyone. We will probably go a little bit later today, probably till 9:35 most days. Just so we can, have our introductions and goodbyes, or like my reminders, I guess. Couple more here. Good work. Good. We're going to march in place here. Bring your arms out too, as if you're walking. Don't worry about driving your knees up too high right now. We're just trying to get the movement. We're trying to have a little bit of speed here to get that heart rate, keep that heart rate up. You can check, see if it's increased at all, if you have a smartwatch. Good. Getting those arms swaying as well. Keep it up. All right, we're going to kick our legs out now in front. Kick, kick. You can reach with the opposite arm, or you can just leave it to the legs right now. Done about 6 minutes. We got another 4 minutes. Keep that posture nice and upright. Nice job. Keep it up. Doing great. Good. We're going to do a challenging movement now. Wait, we'll give it a couple more seconds here. Okay, we're going to brace ourselves at the back of our chair. So you can hold on to your chair. We're keeping that posture upright, the core engaged, and we're going to actually lean back, lift our feet off the ground, and try to give them some up and down. This is challenging. We're going to try to do it for 30 seconds here. Doing great. Whew. If this is too challenging, go do a little tap here or take a break and then come back up for a couple seconds. Nice work. About 10 more seconds here. Good job. Whew. Challenging. Awesome. Okay. Bring your feet down. We're going to do some circles for our ankles. Warm up those ankles. Good. The other direction. Go to the other leg, the other ankle. Some nice circles here. And back the other way. Ugh. Okay, just doing the best you can, of course. Okay, we're going to slide our legs out. Our butt is at the edge of that chair. Bringing our legs back in. And again, brace yourself here with your chair. Going out, in. Sliding out, and in. Nice. Straightening those legs. Them in. Good. About 2 more minutes of movement left here. Everyone's doing awesome. Keep it up. Couple more. Good. Okay. We're going to march high now. So bringing our knee as high as we can up to our chest. Nice. Just a couple of seconds of this. Slowing it down a bit, but hopefully maintaining. Okay. Our last movement is we're going to take our arms and do a big circle like this with both arms circling together. Nice. We're like drawing a circle in front of us here. Nice. Do this for about 15 more seconds and then go the other way. Stretching to the top and around. Okay, we're going to go the other way. Nice, big, drawing circles here. Good work. We're almost at our 10 minutes. Stretching up to the top there. Good job. 10 more seconds of this, and we'll be done. All right. You can place your hands on your knees. I'm turning my music off. The next 10 minutes, we're going to spend learning something new. Now, at this point, if you have something you're already trying to learn new, you can pause me or mute me and work on playing the ukulele or learning all the capitals of the countries or juggling. If there's a skill that you're trying to learn now, feel free not to engage here. We will always offer a little bit of a lesson on some topic. Today, we're just doing an introduction to kind of why we're doing this and the 6 pillars of brain health. Our 10, 10, and 10 fit really well into these 6 pillars of brain health. So we'll go through those now, touching a little bit on each one. Throughout the next few weeks, we'll go in depth with some of these different pillars of brain health, specifically movement, nutrition, etc. So, like I said, if you want to mute me now for the next 10 or now like 9 minutes, feel free, and then we'll end with 10 minutes of mindfulness. So, the 6 pillars of brain health, which has been researched and put out by a lot of different organizations, are 1, get moving. So that's what we're doing here with these first 10 minutes is we're getting ourselves moving. It is recommended that adults get 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week. That is 2.5 hours a week or 20 minutes a day. Now, moderate exercise is like what we just did here. It's a walk or stroll in the park. It's some chair movements where we're getting our heart rate a little bit up, but it's not feeling overly strenuous. It would be good for you to check in with yourself about those last 10 minutes. Were they 10 out of 10 really hard? I can barely breathe after doing that. My heart rate increased so much that I'm having a lot of challenge. Or is it more at a 5-6 range? If you're rating it at a 5 or 6 range, you should be able to still have a conversation while you're doing those movements, and that would be in that moderate range. Now, the reason this is so important for brain health is because aerobic activity, so getting our heart rate up, increases our blood flow. So that gives more nutrients and blood and oxygen to our brain, allowing for more neuroplasticity. So creating these more neural networks. It's also clearing out any bad stuff. So it decreases any inflammation in the brain by increasing that blood flow. It takes away things that aren't helpful and brings in what is helpful. Furthermore, aerobic activity specifically helps produce a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which has been researched and shown to specifically help with neuroplasticity. So helping our neurons rearrange in our brain and grow more neurons. The second pillar of brain health is mental stimulation. So that's this learning something new that we're doing now. Now, these activities need to be challenging. They should be varied. They should make you engaged, where you're really using your brain. If you do the same puzzle every day, it won't be challenging anymore. So trying to find new and different things to do and learn is really essential for this brain stimulation. This could be anything from, doing a puzzle, Wordle. It could be learning a new language. It could be reading the rules of a new game. It could be listening to me and the 6 pillars of brain health. Thirdly is stress management. This is where we bring in the mindfulness piece, learning how to deal with stress. Stress is a normal part of our lives, and it's not bad to get stressed. Exercise is actually stress on our body, but we make sure our body comes back down to homeostasis, which is our kind of neutral level, and get that parasympathetic nervous system engaged, which is the rest and digest system. Stress activates the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight, flight, fawn, freeze, and that causes a lot of different hormones and chemicals in our body that can lead to chronic inflammation. So learning how to manage our stress is really important, because chronic stress increases blood pressure, increases blood sugar in our blood sugar. It increases inflammation and can lead to more severe or chronic conditions that can affect our health. Okay, just looking at our time here. We will get more into stress management and mindfulness and the science behind mindfulness in the coming weeks. We also will be diving more into movement, the different types of exercise and movement in the next few weeks. The fourth pillar of brain health is to be social. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go to a party every day or anything like that. This is really just engaging with people around you. So this can be smiling and saying hello to the cashier at your grocery store. This can be coming to programs and engaging with other people at Couch and Brain Injury Society. This could be meeting a friend for tea. We all have different needs socially, but being social improves the immune system. It reduces chronic stress. It obviously reduces social isolation. And social isolation is linked to many different mental health issues as well as other chronic health conditions. All right. So number 5 is eating well, nutrition. So in general, we want to be striving to have a balanced and very varied diet. I don't like to say you need this much of that and that much of this. But having a varied diet that has lots of different micronutrients is really important. It is kind of said that if you can decrease some of those high fat and processed foods, things pastries, frozen pizzas, and red meats, if you can decrease those and increase fruits, veggies, fish, and nuts, that really kind of helps create a nice balanced diet. Again, in the future, we'll dive more into micronutrients and macronutrients, what those are, what we need. You can also keep your eyes open for our toolbox workshops, which are in-person workshops where we dive into things like nutrition, sleep, etc. Speaking of sleep, that is the sixth pillar of brain health. Now, it is recommended that adults get between 6 to 8 hours a night. Research has shown that 7 hours is the sweet spot for many individuals. They feel more clear-headed during the day. They're able to focus and engage more with more depth throughout the day. Now, researchers, there's a lot they don't know about sleep, but what we do know is if you get that 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night, you consolidate information so better. So that's like deeper learning and putting what you learned into like long-term memory. And it also helps clear any waste throughout the day. So there's like this, it's kind of like there's a waste removal process that kind of happens. It really helps with learning and memory, getting enough sleep, and neuroplasticity. So again, creating more stronger neural networks with whatever it was you engaged in through the day. So those are the 6 pillars of brain health. And as I said, we will be diving into some of them in a bit more depth in the next coming weeks. And keep your eyes open on our calendar for different toolbox workshops that explore these topics in more depth as well. All right. So we will be now moving on to our mindfulness. Now we're going to be doing mindfulness for 10 minutes each week. And I just want to, before we get started, just name that mindfulness sounds like an easy thing to do, but it's quite difficult. It's like any other skill. It's something you need to practice. So don't beat yourself up if you're having a hard time with this today. And really, we're going to try for about 5 minutes to begin with and slowly increase that time. And mindfulness isn't about having zero thoughts at all, but it's about noticing those thoughts and letting them pass you by. So as we're going through this mindfulness today, I want you to think of yourself as either a mountain, and those thoughts that come through your head are just thoughts, are like clouds passing by. So instead of letting yourself get attached to a thought and really into it, we're going to try to let them just pass us by. Again, we're not going to criticize ourselves if we do end up going down a rabbit hole in our mind, just noticing that and letting it go away. Today, for our mindfulness practice, we're just going to be really working on coming back to our breath. So letting our thoughts pass us by, noticing when they come up, trying to ground ourselves in our body and continue to connect with our breath. Each week, we will do different mindfulness techniques. We'll repeat some, but we'll do things like body scans. We'll use our senses. We'll do like mantras and like color breathing to focus on. But today, it's really about just connecting with our breath. So we're going to start with just what I like to call either umbrella breathing or balloon breathing. So as we breathe, we're going to think about either our lungs being like an umbrella opening and then closing when we exhale. So inhaling, we're expanding or opening an umbrella or expanding and blowing up a balloon. Exhaling, that balloon is deflating or that umbrella is closing. To help me engage with my breath, I like to put a hand on my chest and a hand just above my belly button. Our lungs kind of go all the way down here in our diaphragm, a big muscle that's essential for breathing and part of our abdominal and core muscle, is right down in that kind of midsection, so just above that belly button. So you'll probably feel it engaging. So as we inhale, we're going to try to fill our lungs all the way to the bottom. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. If you've been really upright with your posture, feel free to sit back into your chair now and just noticing the rise and fall of your body. Through your inhales and exhale. Let your gaze soften or close your eyes. Not having any judgment about how you're breathing. But just noticing the rise and fall of your lungs. If you want to put your arms down on your thighs or to your side, feel free, whatever's comfortable for you. You're going to try to notice as you're inhaling and exhaling the coolness of the air as it comes in through your nose and the warmth of the air as it comes out through your mouth. Continue breathing here. Slowing your breath a bit, but not worrying too much about your breathing. Letting yourself breathe naturally. Trying to let your body relax into your chair here. Softening your muscles. If you notice those thoughts coming in, again, just noticing, oh yeah, there's a thought, letting it pass by. Reconnecting to your breath if you find yourself getting distracted by things running through your mind. Trying to create a calmness throughout your body. Thinking about the oxygen getting delivered to all the tissue from your baby toe to your fingertips up until your brain. Noticing if you can fill your lungs completely, or if that's challenging for you. And if so, no judgment, we're just noticing. Continuing with that soft, mindful breathing. Just for about another minute, we'll stay here. Thinking about the muscles hanging off of your bone, trying to be fully relaxed. We're slowly going to come back into our space. If you've closed your eyes, you can start with slowly opening your eyes and noticing all of the different things you see, the colors and textures around you. I like to start lifting my feet a little bit, wiggling my toes and fingers to bring myself back into the room. Move your shoulders a little bit here and your neck. And just coming back to the space. And as I said, each week we'll try some different mindfulness practices, and you'll figure out which ones resonate for you. This program is a lot about discovering what feels good for you. So what kind of mindfulness practices work, how you're able to calm that nervous system down. I find that I actually end up wanting to move a lot while I'm being mindful, and other people might not have that. The movement as well. As we're moving, we're trying to find movements that feel good for our bodies, but is also creating that lubrication and range of motion, as well as keeping our heart rate up. So if you're doing a movement that doesn't look exactly like mine, but feels good for your body and shoulders, that's just fine. We want to create awareness of ourselves, both emotionally, physically, and intellectually. Thank you for joining today. We'll see you again next week. And next time be prepared to have your chair ready where you can keep that posture nice and upright, as well as maybe some music to help you move that you can turn off once we move into the learning part. Because having a bit of a rhythm can be really great for our body to move with. Okay, hope to see you all again soon. Bye.